The Gospel of John includes the word grace only 3 times. And each of those times is all within its very first chapter, within its first 18 verses. After its first chapter, John invites us into a series of in-depth stories about Jesus. And each story is full of vivid imagery, vivid descriptions of the sights, sounds, even smells that you would have experienced on a journey alongside Jesus. One way of thinking about the use of the words for grace in John is that instead of talking about grace, throughout this gospel, John invites us to experience grace, to experience a relationship with Jesus through the sights, sounds, and stories of his day. What is it like to experience grace instead of talking about grace? This Lent, I wonder what it will be like for you to experience grace instead of thinking about or talking about grace. What are the ways that God might invite you into the experiences of grace all around you, day in and day out, this Lenten season? We'll be spending our Lent with a lot of the stories of John and with Psalms, 2 of our scripture books that are full of experiences of grace instead of talking about grace, full of words that help us enter into relationship with God instead of just thinking about or talking about God. Along with the Psalms and John, we will be experiencing grace by spending time with John Rutter's Requiem. Our choir will be singing the entirety of the Requiem on our 5th Sunday in Lent. But throughout Lent, we'll invite you into what it is to experience grace and experience God through the sights, smells, and even sounds, the music of this season of Lent. We hope you'll join us on this journey as we wonder about how the words of a Mass, like a Requiem Mass, and the words of our Lenten scriptures may connect together and may all be a part of drawing us out of the deep of the world we live in, out of the depths of our busyness or our despair or our grief, out of the depths of an overwhelming at times life. How are we being called to pray, to go out of the depths in order to truly experience God's grace as we make our way to the cross this season of Lent? We hope you'll join us with a few of the specific opportunities that are a part of this Lenten season at Lakeside. One is that we are working with a daily devotional, Water and Spirit, that walks you through the Gospel of John. We'll also be sending regular emails and videos like this one you're experiencing now. These will arrive in your email inbox daily if you subscribe to News from Church. So if you don't subscribe already, please join us and consider it an invitation to read scripture, to enter into questions about how the Requiem was made and might inform your Lent, and to look at the Gospel of John in a bit more depth throughout this season. We'll also have Wednesday night suppers and other prayer services on Wednesdays, and hope that you will engage in service projects in our peanut butter and jelly sandwich challenge, where we ask you to every household to make 10 peanut butter and jelly sandwiches to bring to our emergency shelter of Northern Kentucky. There are a variety of ways to enter into this season of Lent, but through all of them, I hope that what you experience is God's daily grace, not just a season of thinking about or talking about God, but an invitation into daily grace, whether that's through spiritual disciplines or simply paying attention. I hope that this season truly draws us all out of the depths of life and into a state of prayer and gratitude for God.